So, Guru, when someone is deciding whether to open a bank account or just general banking, should you use a community bank or a big bank, or should you use multiple banks?
Well, that's a great point there, King, in terms of what financial institution you want to use. I've always been a very, very big fan of community banks, and that's where I bank, and I've been involved as a founder and serving on the board of directors of community banks, and they are really great institutions. When you talk about service and taking care of their customers, community banks are literally second to none. And I think firsthand experience, the federal government has really put so many regulations in place, and we've had a very large decrease in the amount of community banks that are out there because of all of these regulations, burdensome regulations that have been placed upon these organizations, and it's just not right. So I think it's welcome news to see that the Fed is going to start rolling back on some of this stuff. You know, banking is a highly regulated industry, and it needs to be. But sometimes it really goes over the top when it's not necessary, and it literally has been forcing community banks to have to roll up into larger banks. And then when you have that happen, you end up in a situation where you make a phone call and you're just getting robots answering the phone, right? You can't even get a person. So there may be some limitations that community banks have related to the amount of loans they can give. You know, there's some limitations because of their size, and there may be some potentially if you're doing international banking, there may be some limitations that they have. So you may have to go to a larger institution in certain cases. But I would really encourage people to the greatest extent possible that if they can use a community bank, to do so, because I really think that that they do give better service, and also they really do become entrenched in the community. So it's always better to go to the local business owner, I think, than to go with the big boys if you can help it.